Hi everybody, I hope everybody's doing great. I am doing this tutorial is about MMF, which is short for Marshmallow Fondant. Now I want to make clear the Marshmallow Fondant is not the same as fondant. Marshmallow Fondant is based in marshmallows, and fondant is made actually from scratch, and you use gelatin and glycerin, and it's just a little bit stiffer consistency. Both of them are really good, and both of them you can actually learn to work with them. I like more the fondant because of the consistency. Some people like the marshmallow more because of the flavor. Like I said, it's just a matter of you getting used to it. I usually buy my fondant because I used to make it, but for once, humidity here in Florida is really bad. So, you know, some days your fondant is perfect. You get a bad day of humidity and your fondant is a mess. The other reason is because if you're working with one tier, it's easy. But when you're working with 4, 5, 6 tiers, it's a lot of fondant to knead. And there's really good companies out there that make fondant. So it's a good buy. So I buy it. Anyways, I'm gonna just explain how you can make marshmallow fondant, and eventually I'll make another video on how to make regular fondant. Both of them are good. It's just a matter of practice. Now keep in mind that when you're adding colors, and this is something people sometimes don't think, the consistency of the fondant or the marshmallow fondant will change. And it doesn't happen with all colors, but I have found that there's certain colors that will change the consistency of your fondant and make it break easier. So if you're having a little bit of issues with that, make sure it's not coming from the color you're using in your fondant. As for now, let's get started with the tutorial.
Well, let's get started. First thing you want to do is sieve your sugar. Doing this will get rid of any lumps that can make your fondant lumpy. After you do this, you can pre-measure all the ingredients so you can move faster. Once you've done this, you want to grease your bowl and spatula. I use some vegetable shortening and make sure everything is well greased. If using a mixer like a KitchenAid, you can use the dough hook. Make sure to grease it well. Don't forget to add vegetable shortening to your spatula too. You will need 15 ounces of good quality marshmallow. I like the regular size more than the smaller ones because there is more soft area in the regular ones and less of the outer coating. But you can use either of them. The bags of marshmallows these days have gone down to 10 ounces, so make sure to measure them in a scale. Now that your bowl is ready, add the marshmallows and 2 tablespoons of water. Microwave for around 1.5 to 2 minutes. Remember, this time will change depending on your microwave. Mine takes around 1 minute 30 seconds. Heat the marshmallows at intervals of 40 seconds and stir in between. The mixture should be soupy. Be careful to not burn your marshmallows. Burning your marshmallows will affect the consistency of your fondant. As soon as the marshmallows are melted, add 2 teaspoons of light corn syrup, 2 teaspoons of glycerin, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. It could be fresh or bought. Between half to 1 teaspoon of your favorite extract. My favorite is almond, but you can use banana, coconut, anything that you like, lemon, everything works. Sometimes depending on the extract you might need more or less, so add to taste. I use a KitchenAid mixer to mix my fondant, but all of this can be done manually. Add the sugar to the mixer cup by cup and keep mixing. You want to add it until it starts forming a ball. Make sure to scrape the sides from the bowl from time to time. Before you take the fondant out of the hook, make sure to use vegetable shortening in your hands so the mixture doesn't stick to your fingers. I place a bed of sugar on my counter and use a scraper to get the marshmallow out of the bowl on top of my bed of sugar. With well-greased hands, start kneading and adding sugar to the dough. Between the sugar and the grease, all the sugar will stick to your hands, so from time to time you want to wash your hands well, reapply some vegetable shortening, and keep kneading. Keep bringing the sugar towards the dough. This will help to add it to the dough, and then it will help so it doesn't stick to the counter and to your hands. Keep adding sugar until the marshmallow feels firm. If it is sticky or too soft, it needs more sugar. That's the reason why I keep washing my hands and reapplying the vegetable shortening to make sure that it feels strong enough. When I'm kneading my fondant, I like to use that area of my hand. Just push and pull the fondant towards you and then turn it. Push and pull and turn. That way you make sure that everything is getting mixed and kneaded well. You add sugar until it feels strong and not sticky. You don't want a soft dough, you want a really nice pliable mixture. Once the fondant feels good and not sticky, you can wrap it well in plastic wrap and then place inside a Ziploc bag. It is very important to seal it well so it doesn't dry, so get rid of all the air around it. Sometimes after a few days the consistency of your marshmallow fondant will change. This is what I do to fix that. I take the ball of dough and divide it in half. Make sure one half is well covered in plastic so it doesn't dry. If the other half is a little bit cold or hard, you can place it in the microwave for around 10 seconds. I don't place my fondant on the microwave all the time, but if it's just a little bit too hard, it helps soften it so you can knead it better. If you see while you're kneading your fondant that the consistency has changed, you can add some glycerin to the mix. Make sure to knead well the glycerin into the fondant. You will see a difference once you knead it well. The elasticity on your fondant will just come back and you'll have a perfect piece of fondant that you can lay over your cake. Remember this, the consistency of your fondant can be fixed at any time. So if you start working with it and you feel like it's too soft, feel free to add more sugar to it. If you see your fondant and it looks a little bit too shiny, probably you need to add more sugar to it. And finally, if you're using dark colors with your fondant, make sure to add more sugar to it. Dark colors tends to soften the quality of your marshmallow fondant.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Until next time, ta-ta!